Hi, I'm Scott,
And I'm Andrew, and thank you for joining us for Hebrews Podcast
where we talk about our personal experiences being dads in the day-to-day life of raising kids.
and coffee.
Lots of
Lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Well, good morning. Welcome to episode 7.
Seven already.
Yes,
We're
7.
cruising. That's
We
7
are.
weeks of us doing this.
7
Plus
weeks.
like 2 weeks where I was on vacation.
Yes, yeah. Episode 7 of the Hebrews Podcast.
Yeah.
We're glad you're joining us this morning.
Yeah,
It was a-
without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this. No, that's not true. We'd be doing it.
We'd still be doing
We'd
it.
still be drinking coffee. But,
But
without you guys, you wouldn't be listening to it.
Yes.
So thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, we're excited to continue to do this, and it's been fun.
Yeah,
I've
having a
been
great time.
having a blast.
I know it.
We've
Well-
got some fun new coffee, Waking Ways. Wow, Making Ways. Fun new ways to make some coffee. No Mama Bird though.
No Mama Bird.
If
You can
didn't
probably
hear that,
clearly see what the way this week
yes,
is
yes,
of coffee.
Um,
And if you're confused, this is a French press.
yeah.
Apparently the French do this. Do you know that?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
Well, I learned a bunch of new stuff as we were doing it. Like as I was telling you, I did not do half of the stuff that we did when we
Yeah, French press was the first way of coffee that I stepped out from like a regular drip coffee
Mm-hmm.
to do. And it's easy. It tastes a lot stronger than a drip coffee, especially when you're in the beginning when I didn't know how to do it and I was just doing it wrong, basically. It didn't taste right. I was just like, good coffee.
Good, yeah. Just
But
sticking through it.
Yeah. So, before we get going, I'm gonna remind the kind viewers, if you would subscribe, comment down below, let us know what's going on,
Mm-hmm.
and like the video. Or we have the listening podcast, now available on Spotify and our Podbean website.
Yep.
Links are all down below, like usual. If
Check
you
it
wanna-
out there. Send
Yeah,
us
yeah.
an email at thehebrewspodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions
Mm-hmm.
or any new ways. Like we're still trying to grow our ways of making new coffee.
Yeah.
Or not making new coffee, but making
Making
coffee.
coffee in different ways.
Yeah, yeah. And
Test
so
out how they
we'd
taste,
love
how
to
we like
do
them.
a
Mhm.
bunch of different ways, and we've got a couple that are gonna be different.
Yeah, for
gonna
sure.
be fun.
They might be fun.
Might be. Yeah, we'll see. We have to be a little scientific.
One of these days, we're gonna have like 6 different types in a row and see how it goes.
That could
Like
be fun.
we could say what our favorite one is
a
and drink
coffee
6 cups of
marathon.
coffee.
I'm down.
Yeah, and if we're not dead by the end of it,
Yeah.
we'll make like 7 or 8 different kinds of coffee after.
Just keep going. Bigger and better.
Just keep going.
Bigger and better.
And we also have an Instagram account. Go ahead and check that out.
Yeah.
It is Hebrews_podcast. That's us.
That is us.
We post pictures of our kids,
Yeah.
of clips of our videos and stuff, and we'll let you know when they're out because our videos come out weekly, Thursday at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
You can listen to it, of course, at any time after 5 a.m.
Yes.
But if you wake up at 5 a.m., let us know in the comment and tell us that you listen to it first thing in the morning.
First one.
Because one week I woke up randomly at 5 a.m. like, oh, yeah, it's a podcast day. And I went and listened to it at 5 a.m. and I was like, oh,
I was not awake.
nope, definitely not.
Well, here I'll go ahead and pour us
Pour us some coffee. Don't spill it on my iPad.
I'm gonna meet the cup at the French press.
Ooh, that looks
Look at
nice.
that.
Looks nice.
Only gonna go about halfway.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't give me the bottom sludge here. The original French press bottom. It's probably not pronounced bottom. Bodum. It might be bottom.
Bodoom. I don't know.
Badoom?
I don't speak French.
Badoomadoom. I don't think it's a French brand. I think the brand is. I don't know. I think about it at Target.
I'll take a little more sludge.
Oh, I don't think that should be sludge. I think like
No,
the very
it's-
bottom is going to be a little thicker.
Yeah.
It was stirred properly and made properly. If you want to check out
Our B-roll.
the B-roll in the intro
Yeah.
should show us making it.
Mm-hmm. Should be good.
Should be good.
Should be good.
Could be really hot here.
That's going to be really hot.
Oh, that's
But
good
good.
coffee.
Yeah. It definitely is stronger. I didn't like, not that it's bad, but it's definitely like I'm literally comparing it to I had a K-cup last night.
Oh, okay. K-cups
And-
aren't usually
that's-
strong, but yeah.
Yeah, that's a little different than your normal just drip coffee anyways, but it's good.
I like it.
It's good. What kind of I didn't even ask. What kind of roast is it this
I don't
time?
even know. It was like a medium to dark roast.
Okay.
There was a name of it. I get a subscription to Beanbox, and they send in things. So if you
good
want
then.
information on that, go to the website. It's pretty cool. They send in fresh roasted beans every week or month or something.
We should try roasting our own.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
The
Can we
one
set a
that-
fire in the church to do this?
We almost did.
It was close.
We almost did. Well, the book I was telling you about that that my buddy wrote, he was telling me that he roasts his. Not telling me. He roasts his own beans.
Does he grow his own coffee plants?
I don't think so.
Can we get a hold of that? That's
That
got to be
could
like a
be-
tropical climate or something.
But if we built a little greenhouse, that could be kind of cool.
It sounds like a lot of work.
I'd be up for it.
Let's do it.
Well, not. I say a little greenhouse.
Tune in the next
like a
episode where
small-
we grow a greenhouse.
where we grow a greenhouse.
Build a greenhouse, grow coffee beans, and roast them all in here. And
But apparently,
Hebrews podcast.
apparently, roasting the beans is not that difficult. It's difficult to get it right, but the
If you
fact
want it
of
to taste good, it's
Yeah.
gonna take some work.
yeah. So, but we could try it. That would be fun to try. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I mean, there's no harm in just trying it. It might taste yucky, but
I've tasted pretty bad coffee,
yeah.
and I think any amount of sugar can make it go down pretty well. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine or bad coffee go down.
yes,
So, how was your week? What did you end up doing this week?
it was good. We had our Kalahari Kids Blast with, not Kalahari Kids Blast, Kids Blast, which is a kids retreat basically at the Kalahari, and it's crazy. It's like go go go. We had six youngins come with us, which was super fun. It was a crazy packed weekend from Friday night into Saturday night, but it was good. It was fun. I got to hang out at the Dells for a night, and then obviously got to play in the water park on Saturday, which was super cool and fun. And
Oh,
got to experience my favorite 2 rides, and Lainey is still confused on how, like, because I love water slides.
sure.
Like, I would gladly go down water slides, but I cannot do roller coasters. Like it,
I'm more scared of water slides than roller coasters.
but
There's
it's
a
the,
huge safety
but
measure.
the nausea aspect for me in roller coasters is like so much higher.
I don't understand why. You're still doing the
Whereas-
same things.
I know, but well, you're not doing like flips and stuff, but I
Sure.
mean,
Sure.
I
No,
did-
you're right. You're right.
like, because there's one that it's called the toilet bowl. Well, we call it the toilet bowl.
Does it make you go around in a circle?
Yeah, and then it spits you
trains right
out.
down. Okay.
Yeah, but like that doesn't mess with me. Like,
Okay,
it's
so
weird.
I can't go around in circles. I can't go on like the teacups. I can do Ferris
Yeah.
wheels and stuff, but
I can't even
teacups
do-
will make me sick easily.
I went to the Ferris wheel at Bay Park in Green Bay. Mm-hmm. If you don't know what that is, it's a really cool it's like quarters basically to
Ferris
go on the
wheel?
rides at Bay Park.
Bay Park, yes. Bay Park is cheap. Great
Yeah.
experience.
But I went on the Ferris wheel with I think it was my dad and my sister. I can't remember who it was, but I got nauseous on the stinking Ferris wheel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't understand why. But then like the water park, I'm like, it's fine. And like I went down this one that it's like you're all enclosed in the dark.
Yeah.
And you're like going down and up and down and turning and turning. I'm just screaming out the top of my lungs. It's fun. And I've got a young kid with me, and he's like, "Why were you screaming?" I was like, "It makes it more fun."
Sure does. Yeah, it does. It's more thrilling when you're screaming.
Yeah, but I came out and I'm like, I don't understand my body. It's like I'm fine. Like, cool.
Cool.
Yeah, but it was a good time. It was a good time. Other than that, just dealing with the snow. Apparently, we got over 2 feet of snow in what was it, 5 days?
Oh yeah.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah, the kids had 2 snow days. They were thrilled. We had like 15 inches the first one, and I don't know how much we had the second one, but it was worse because it was way heavier.
Yes, yeah. The second
And getting
one was
out there
a
and
lot
snow
heavier.
blowing that, it was like I had to take like extra time.
Yeah,
Like it took more to snow blow less snow.
yeah. So, but yeah, that was my week. Aside from, well, I don't know what that storm was called that most of the U.S. got hit with, that we also got hit with.
Yep.
Thankfully, we didn't get the
Ice.
Minnesota
Oh,
level.
I'd rather have snow than ice. I think.
Oh yes.
Over in Michigan, they got a
My
whole bunch of ice
my
storms.
parents didn't have power. They lost it. I think they said Thursday until late last night.
Wow.
Or something close to that. So it was like 4 days.
Yeah, last night I was talking to a friend, and he's like, "We don't have internet. We've had no internet for the whole time since that ice storm."
It's crazy. It is crazy. But I very much so agree with you. I would
Rather have the
have the snow and
Easy
deal
to
with the
clean.
snow.
Right. It's not easy to clean, but it's
Yeah.
easier
it's
to clean.
bearable.
For sure. Yeah.
So what about you? Well, how's your week?
Let's see. My week went well. We started off. We planned for my daughter Olivia's birthday party to be on Sunday. We rented out the local rec center, and we had the pool, and you pay for staff and stuff to lifeguard, which is great because I didn't want to lifeguard a whole bunch of 6-year-olds swimming in the pool. So we set that up. My stepdad is a baker, and he used to be a professional baker. Still has professional quality baking.
Oh yes, it does. Oh yes.
So he made a whole ton of cupcakes for the kids and a little cake for Olivia because she didn't want a cupcake, she wanted a cake.
Oh.
It was cool. And Sunday comes around, and at like 1 a.m. in the morning, Olivia wakes up and throws up.
Ugh.
1 a.m. the day of her birthday party, she's got the stomach bug, and it was awful. She had McDonald's. This is too much information, by the way. If you don't want to hear about vomit in small children, you can pause it or mute. And
mute, yeah.
No, anyway. So she had McDonald's the night before, and I don't know what it was. When she puked, it was just like all undigested McDonald's everywhere, and it was. I say this like I know it, but I was asleep in bed. And I woke up to Emily, the older one, coming into bed and being like, I don't want to be up there. It's gross. Oh. And I was like, okay, you could sleep in bed with me. So that was our entertaining Sunday. And I had come to church because I was on the worship team. And halfway through the service, my wife was like, yeah, I need help here. If I get sick, it's going to be real bad. She wasn't feeling great at the time, but luckily she didn't get sick.
That's good.
But I did rush home in the middle of the church, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to leave. Because I don't want to also get it in the middle of church. And if I was at home getting it, it would be...
bearable, at least. Well, not bearable, but, I mean, yeah.
So long story short, we had to cancel Olivia's birthday party.
Sad.
And it was really sad, and she's still pretty upset about it. But she's been seeing her friends, and they've been giving her presents, and she's like, yay! You know, kids with presents. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, other than that, let's see, what else did we do? I can't even think of it. I wrote stuff down here, but it... Oh, here's a little fun question. What would you rather have, a cupcake or a cake? Olivia wanted a cake and not a cupcake. I know as adults, we can tell that they're the same thing. But personally, my opinion is I'd rather have a cake. Because cupcakes, I'll eat like 3 or 4 of them, and then it'd be like, all right, I can keep eating these cupcakes. And I know that's not the best, so I'll take a cake and I can slice into it, and then I can see the progress I've made. I'm like, should I keep eating? I'm at 3/4 left.
Do I need?
Yeah.
I honestly, like, if I had to pick, because I'm not a big, like, sweets. Like, I'll do ice cream. But I would gladly take ice cream over cupcakes or cake. Now, it depends on the frosting, because even, like, some of the store-bought cupcakes, like, I can't do the frosting. Or, like, the
frostings are really light and, like, whippy at the store. I like that personally. But
yeah. But it really just depends on, like, how I'm feeling. If I'm, like, I want to feel like I'm going... Because literally, after I eat some cupcakes or a slice of cake, I'm like, I feel like I'm in a sugar coma, even if it's a tiny little cupcake or a tiny slice, because I just don't like sweets. But I would go for cupcake over cake.
Sure, that makes sense.
Just because
I didn't say pie, because I would have chose pie 100% of the time, anytime, any kind of pie, almost.
Yeah, pie for me, especially same kind of deal, like. Not the overly sweet pies, but like a good apple pie. Oh,
apple pie
or crisp.
So a pecan pie or pecan. I don't know how you pronounce it,
but
I love them. But the thing is, they're way too sweet.
Yeah,
like I love the flavor, the texture. Pecan pie, yum. But I have like the smallest sliver, and I'm set for like a day.
Yeah,
of eating, not of eating pecan pie, but yeah. So I definitely love pies. It's good stuff.
Pies are good. Pies are good.
Yep.
So today we kind of wanted to do something not different, but it was on our docket to do earlier this year, and didn't really get to it. But now we're going to kind of come back to it, because I feel like it's a fun topic to talk about, and something that it's relevant, and it's kind of like not New Year's resolutions, because it's
March 2nd today as of the Thursday. But
but we thought it'd be cool to talk about, kind of how are we going to better ourselves this year? What are we going to do differently this year as dads, as men? What are we thinking?
And that's one thing I've always enjoyed about New Year's resolutions, even though a majority of the people don't stick with them, and I've never been known to stick with a New Year's resolution, but it's a good idea to try to better yourself.
Yeah,
the idea behind it is we keep improving as we grow up. We don't stay in the same spot. It's not, we learn, like every year we learn something new, and we're like, okay, so progression, being progressive in our lives, continuing on with learning new things and applying new things as we keep going.
Yeah.
And I think that's really important for us as human beings and us Because if we didn't, we'd still be stuck in the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Fire good.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, one of the books that I'm reading right now, it's called Atomic Habits. And it's written by a guy named, I think it's James Clear. And he's a New York Times best-selling author.
Yeah.
But the gist of the book is just, it ties in so perfectly with, and I started reading this book, actually today. I read the first chapter. And this was after we had already decided what we were going to talk about for this podcast. And the first chapter talks about how the idea of like bettering yourself, like we always look at the end goal as like, if we don't make that end goal, then we lost.
Sure.
But it's all about the system and that progression, like you were talking about, and one thing that I know I'm personally going to apply, especially when it comes to like what I want to better myself in this year, is the fact of like compounding interest. Like we all understand what compounding interest is. Like it's talked about.
Honestly, we don't all understand what compounding interest is.
We don't understand how it works.
The words might make sense, but it is very complex. And I took a class in college, and I was like, I don't get it still.
I guess I should backtrack.
It's not the idea of compounding interest. Yes, things get bigger and bigger and bigger over time.
Yeah. But what he talks about is how if we just better ourselves 1% every day, instead of just thinking of, I want to get into shape, so I got to be pumping irons like for 30 minutes every single day. And then we get a week into it and we don't see that change and we give up. And that's why a lot of New Year's resolutions fail, and why a lot of different things that we're trying to do fail, because we get so focused on the results, but we don't remember that, hey, as we are doing these things, if we're just progressing 1%, by the time we get to that 100%, I think he said it's like 37, you're technically 37 times further along than you would have been if you just completed your goal. Sure. Which is crazy to think about, but it's like that compound interest thing. It doesn't make sense.
No.
But that's how it works.
I mean, there's like, it sounds like a Chinese proverb or an ancient wise proverb about like the journey is made up of thousands of steps.
Yeah.
Each step is something, right? Yeah. You're not going backwards. You're moving toward the goal and you're halfway there. But you don't look at it like that. You're like, oh, I didn't lose that much weight, or I didn't become a millionaire this year, or something along the way.
Right.
You're looking at the end goal and you're unsatisfied with the lack of total progress, where you haven't seen the incremental steps that you're taking.
Yeah. But in the long term, the more you wait for that curve to come up, once you get past that, there's some cool name that he named this little plateau, where it's in between like the line, the trajectory that we want to go, versus if we just take that 1%, that middle ground. He calls it some kind of plateau, that once you get past that, then it's like, awesome. I've made it. I've done everything I want to do, whatever. And that's when you really see the breakthrough. So that's it. That kind of ties into one thing that I know I've been really trying to push myself to do this year, is read one book a month.
One book a month?
Yeah.
That's great.
This month I'm making up for last month, and I'm trying to read 2 this month.
2 books a month. Because I didn't. I should do 3 books a month, because I haven't read any this year. That's not true. I've read a lot of kids' books. Those count. They're books.
They're books. They're books. So I want to be someone that continues to learn and continues to grow. And I know that like a book a month is kind of, it'll feel taxing at times, like especially in the summer, because right now it's easy to sit down and read a chapter or 2 a day.
Yeah.
But in the summer, it's like there's so much more going on that it might be a little more difficult. But I feel like a book a month like that, so you figure you're like a normal, 200-page book, like that'd be fairly easy to get through. So
if you have the time to do it, or everyone's got the time. Everyone says that they're too busy, and they're busy for sure. But it's how you use your time. And I don't want to tell you how to use your time, or anyone listening, because it's your own time. But personally, like, I stay up late at night and play video games. There's plenty of time there so I could read a book
or do something,
or do anything else, right? And it's not every night, of course, but there's time there. You can stay up, or you can I don't know, read while you're drinking your coffee instead of just sitting there. But I'm not telling you how to do that.
What's one of yours?
This is kind of cheating because it hasn't started yet. My goals, every New Year's, I kind of try to be more health conscious and understand that what I eat and what I do for exercise needs to be a priority in my life. As I get older, it's harder to do because things are just getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Some people understand that. You're still a young buck. But this year, my goal for health is going to be playing golf more, getting out there and walking around the course instead of maybe driving around the course. But just getting out there and being active in sports. I also love to play blitzball. You know this.
Oh, yes.
And now that you're back, I have someone to play with. So
Oh, yes.
we'll get outside and do more sport things. But we
Yeah.
can't do that right now in the middle.
With 18
Snow.
inches of snow.
And there's snowing outside now, too.
Yeah. Gah.
So that's it. But usually I do focus on some aspect of changing health. And I don't try to go all in because I've done years that I do that. And at the end of January, it's like I did good, but then I fell off the horse and I didn't want to get back on. It's like discouraging. But with sport activities, I'll never stop loving sports. Even if I can't physically do them, I'll still watch or whatever.
Yeah.
But with golf, it's fun. And with you back, we can do blitzball and we'll have fun.
And golf.
And golf, exactly.
Yeah. So no, that's one of mine as well. Is just leaving 2023 in a healthier position than I started. And I think that's like, I know that a lot of people think of like health as, I just gotta, you're trying to lose like X amount of pounds, but I feel like there's a lot more to it because if you're just focusing on just cutting weight, like that doesn't like. I could eat rice and beans and water for the next month, and I'd lose weight.
Note to self: don't stay in a closed off room with Pastor Andrew here
on my diet
with his bean diet.
But more so, just changing the way I view like food and like changing how like maybe mixing in a salad once in a while, or not having 2 cheeseburgers, or stuff like that. Like that, just progressively, like that whole 1% deal that. 5 years from now, I can look back and will I like be super lean and thin and ripped? Probably not.
Yeah.
But will I maybe feel better and probably lose some pounds off of it? Yeah. So.
Well, and that's the thing you said, how you look at food and the diets that have worked well for me. And I'm not trying to suggest diets for anybody, but in my own personal experience, the diets that worked well for me, like results, were the diets that said eat this.
Yeah.
But the diets that like lasted longest were the ones that said, look at your relationship with food and why you eat what you eat, when you eat,
how
much you eat.
Yes.
So
there's 2 ways of doing it. Like
I'm a very emotional eater, and if there's something going on in my life, I'll just be like, I can't handle it, and I'll eat something or whatever. Not that this is a diet show. This is us. But this is my personal life.
It's an aspect of
and it's and with the way my brain works, it's like something's going wrong. What am I going to do about it? My brain's like, well, I guess I'm hungry. I'm not hungry. I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
So,
or thinking like one of my good buddies, who's a fitness guy, and he had talked to me about this last year and was trying to help me with it. And he was like, biggest thing I can tell you to do is just think of your stomach as the size of a softball, and just every time you go to eat, as your
not bad.
Perfect timing. But yeah, just like that relationship.
Well, if it was the size of a softball, I'd be looking pretty good right now.
I'd be like,
sorry, think of the relationship as you fueling your softball.
Yeah, but no, think of your relationship with food more than anything, and how it applies. It's weird saying like your relationship with food, but it's true.
Bow chicka bow. All right.
Anyways, one of my other goals is to get up earlier.
Wake up earlier. I like that idea.
If you know me, I don't wake up early. I hate waking up.
It's so funny. This guy had a kid, and I was like, great. He'll be up at the same time as me.
Nope.
We can hang out. We'll have early mornings.
We are very blessed.
Have a second kid. You won't be.
Well, they do. Yeah, they always say that, the first one, if you get lucky, the second one is, But no, I just think that there's a lot of time that I can do differently if I wake up earlier.
Read a book if you wake up earlier.
Yeah, or even like mixing in, like going for a walk or doing something
around the golf before work.
There you go. But just trying to do things that like I'm not going to be crazy. Like I was listening to some guy that was talking about how the best thing that he's ever done was started to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
Was this
I'm sorry.
Elon Musk? I think I heard him talking about how he doesn't sleep or whatever.
It might have been somebody that like took some of the same things from Elon, or I'm like, that is
you
nuts.
need sleep. You need to get sleep.
Sleep is healthy for you. It's
especially
good for you.
With me and you, who I know we go to bed at like 11 earliest.
Right.
4 a.m. is not a time you want to see on your clock.
But like 6:30,
yeah,
doable.
Definitely doable.
doable.
what I
Even
do.
with like so it's so yeah.
Usually it's 6, but anyway, 6:30 is usually a late morning for me, but still.
Trying to get up earlier,
Uh-huh.
spend some more time either reading or out doing something. But yeah, and then personal goal, I just want to get through the Bible in a year.
Okay.
Which will be pretty cool. I'm on track to do it. I got to do some catch up work.
I've done that 1 year before, maybe 2. What we did was we had a plan that you read like, it's one of those plans. Read the Bible in a year, and so you read like 2 chapters in Genesis and like 2 in Matthew in a day or whatever. And
yeah, this one that I found it actually just kind of walks you through. It's not like, what's the word? Chronological. It's not chronological, but it walks you through like it started in Genesis and then it bounced to Job and then back to Genesis, and so it has little mixing ins that. So it's sometimes when you get to the.
Wait, it's not chronological?
No.
Wouldn't that be chronological?
I don't.
Timeline wise, it's chronological. You're not reading it. You're not reading it cover to cover. It's timeline.
Yes.
It is
timeline.
chronological.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I always mix that up.
It's
so like perfect example. Today I was reading in Numbers.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
It's yeah. I'm kind of dreading the. And
don't read those in the morning. Don't read those at 6:30 in the morning because then you'll be back asleep.
Yes. But
all word of God is inspired truth. Don't worry about it.
Yes.
We're okay. It's good. It's a good Bible. It's just boring.
There's part that you definitely have to Anyways,
sorry.
But there's a part that where it talks about it was Moses' part of one of the Psalms that he wrote, and so it bounced to that Psalm.
Oh, okay.
And then it read that and then went back, and so I guess it is technically chronological. I always mix that up.
That's okay.
Anyways. So yeah, that's I have a bunch of like ministry goals.
Mm-hmm, of course.
But those are a little different. These are more like, this is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from the norm of, like connecting with Lainey on a deeper level, connecting with Rylan on it. Like those I feel like are a no-brainer.
That does make sense, yeah.
As a
husband and a father,
right.
You need to be constantly growing your relationship with your children and your wife.
Right. And, the whole time management aspect, like that's always we had talked about potentially making that a topic, like how life changes when you have kids and how marriage changes when you have kids and how we've talked about it a little bit actually.
I think the first episode we kind of talked a little bit of how marriage is so much different after a baby comes along because it's not focusing on just each other.
Right.
You have to focus on the baby.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's that. Those are mine.
Were those all yours? I have another one here.
Yeah,
go ahead. At least another 2. So for me in my life, I have 3 daughters, and as they get older, my daughter Emily, who I love very dearly, she's starting to get a lot more emotional, and it's something that my brain doesn't understand. So when she starts to cry about like a random little thing, I instantly get upset, and it's like, stop crying.
Mm-hmm.
So one of my goals for this year has been try to understand how she's feeling instead of, and that's a dad goal. Mm-hmm. You should really do that.
Yeah.
But for me personally, it's just it's difficult because I know why I get upset. I know why. Right. And she's just there and she's upset about something that I don't know at all. Like I can't understand. I'm not a mind reader. That was one of my favorite things. Did you ever take premarital counseling?
Yes.
In our premarital counseling, they're like, you can't read each other's minds, so you have to communicate.
Yep.
And I was like, all right, that makes sense, I guess. And that's the issue right here is Emily's not communicating the way that I understand communication.
Yeah. Yep.
She's an 8-year-old girl who has great big emotions that she can't yet communicate.
Yeah.
And I need to learn how to do that better. And that's part of my plan this year. And if, of course, it's going to be different for the other 2 girls. Totally different ways, I bet. But it's just something for me to work on as a dad. And I anger's an issue because then I get frustrated about I don't understand why she's upset.
Right.
And she's not communicating the way I want her to or the way I think that I would understand.
Right.
So I try not to get upset. It's really difficult when you got 2 other kids crying and yelling too.
And not only just the simple truth, like you were saying, that she's an 8-year-old trying to process her emotions, but she's also a female, and like the way that our brains process things is so differently.
Sure.
And it's crazy how like all of that plays into not only the fact that she's trying to learn how to process, but also just the difference in how she processes and reacts to thing. But no, that's definitely something that I can see. Not like I can see the issues, but I could see how that is something that as of right now, I don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
But eventually,
Well,
I
I mean,
probably
you
will.
do kind of have to deal with, because if Ryland's crying, he can't communicate with you either.
Yeah.
And that was another thing when I had an infant baby. It took me a while to understand that she's gonna cry for like 3 reasons. One is she's hungry.
Yeah.
One is she's tired. One is she needs a diaper change.
Right.
Those are the 3 reasons kids cry. Oh, maybe 4 if she's in pain, for some
yeah.
reason. But that should
But
be a
that's
little more
the-
obvious.
yeah.
But yeah. Like, oh, you fell down that flight of stairs.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, you're hungry. Let's feed you. No. Disclaimer: my children haven't fallen down a flight of stairs. Disclaimer: one of them actually did right before family photos. That was a good story. Olivia had a big bruise on her face. Okay, so this is a little story time here. We were in New Hampshire for Christmas time, and we rented a Airbnb, and it had a staircase, and we were playing like really rough. All like the kids were running around the house, and Olivia just missed a stair, and like you could see her fly down the stairs face first and hit the ground. And it was like you held your breath and hope she didn't break like her neck or something. And then she's just had like a big bruise on her face, like the day before pictures. And then we went sledding too, and I pushed her down a sledding hill, and I didn't realize that it was icy. So she started to get out of hand, like flying down the hill.
Oh, no.
And there was a big like fir tree down at the bottom, and all the brushes hit her in the face. So her face was like scarred, like scratched and burned. It was a good year for family pictures.
Poor Olivia's just.
She was having a
through the
blast. She
ringer.
didn't even care about any of that stuff.
Yeah.
By the way, she was fine.
Yeah.
She is our bruiser child. So. Yeah, that was the disclaimer. I did have a child fall downstairs.
The disclaimer on the disclaimer. Oh man.
And then I guess do you have any more goals that you want to do?
No,
this year?
that was
like I guess a big one for us is we haven't really talked about where we want Hebrews to end up at the end of the year.
Yeah.
But we are planning on continuing doing Hebrews weekly.
Oh yes.
And we would love for it to gain a bigger audience. So why don't you go ahead and share with your friends?
Yeah.
You think someone might benefit from hearing about 2 dads talking about
Just
their
talking
life?
about life and coffee.
And coffee.
And lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee. And their kids. And their kids falling downstairs, because I think your kids do that too.
Yeah.
Or your kids might get hit by a tree because you push them. Don't call CPS. That was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would love to hear from you guys.
Yeah. We'd love to get to a spot where we are we'd love to get a little space where we have our recording studio, if you will. Not space like we want to buy a building.
I'd buy a building if I had money for it.
It would be kind of cool. But just having somewhere where it's
area. Like we have this area right here. We're very nicely using the church space.
Yeah.
I think we took over somebody's office. Yeah.
But no, that'd be super fun. I didn't even think about the podcast goals, but that is it's a goal.
It's a thing. This is what we've been doing for
7
this
weeks.
whole year. Yeah. Well, we started like January 3rd or something. We started working on it. So
yeah,
we've been going,
and it's been a great time, and it's gonna be super fun.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad that you've joined us.
Yes, thank you so much for this journey.
The journey.
The search is on. For a place. Yes, your hat. I read that. Well, guys, thank you so much. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you next Thursday at 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
I won't see you, but you'll see us.
You will see. Yes, we won't. We don't get to see you, but you see
We're gonna
us.
put a picture behind the camera over here. It's just you guys smiling at us. So send in your pictures down in the link below.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.
Have a good one.